wasn't here last week.
Yeah, we didn't do one last week.
Oh okay. Right, okay.
We didn't bother. We were like, we could. There was like, it was halfway through trade week and there was really no sport to talk about. So we're like, this can wait a week.
Speaking of trade, looks like we've traded Cobbsy, have we?
Yep. For
just the two of us this week.
For the black screen. We've given up essentially nothing for him. We've just a future fourth rounder. That's what we'll get. So we're gonna get a fourth rounder in here at some point.
Would have been pushing for a second round of the golf he's been playing.
Yeah, I know, right? He has been. That man is starting to get very good at golf. Kind of scaring me a little bit. You have to bring my A game a little more.
He'll be worrying the single-digit handicap soon, I'd say.
Pretty ever. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when he putts. His putting is just like lights out. It is just... It's his
so relaxed.
Game. It's his wedge game. He's good off the tee and he's good with his irons, and then he gets 30 out and it's like, oh, he could have 2 goes at this. That's where once he gets that going, then he's because he's hitting the ball, he's striking the ball well.
Oh, isn't he ever?
Yeah, no,
I'd say that. That's sort of the mid-handicapper special, isn't it? The short game struggles a bit because I've got the exact same problem.
Yeah. But it's hardest part's practicing it. Unless you've got good facilities. Like, you feel like an idiot chipping balls 30 meters in front of you at the, like, you've bought a bucket of balls and you're chipping them 30 meters in front of you. Like, you feel like an idiot. You're just like, no, I want to pull my driver and hit it as hard as I can. Like, I want to see the ball disappear. Whereas if you've got good facilities where you can take your own balls and you can just drop 6 and just, like, chip away, then, it makes massive. I don't do enough of it either, which is...
Oh, but yours is fine, though. You don't need to.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's luckily put in the work later on. But that's still part of the game that I'm probably still struggling with the most. Because, like, I feel like I'm off the tee. I'm, like, super confident. Like, I just pull big stick, don't even think about it, like, and just mow it. And same with my irons. It doesn't matter what iron I've got in, whether it be 4 iron to 9 iron, I feel dialed. It's just that little, sometimes I don't know. I guess it's that, you want to be 2 feet from the hole nonsense all the time. I just feel like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and you know what I'm like. I guess that's that for me from getting to like 6 to scratch is just that part of the game.
Yeah.
And maybe
I suppose it'd make putting easier. I was going to say it'd make your putting easier.
Well, yeah, it would. Because putting's never a long way off.
Oh, you're the king of lip outs. Keep an eye out for this lip out compilation.
Oh, trust
me. It's going to be
we
20 minutes
videos
long.
On Sunday. Very first hole from like 15 feet lipped out. Then did like a baseball video with a golf ball. I lipped out with the baseball bat.
Because there wasn't enough to lip out with a putter. We've got to start lipping out with
using baseball bat and do exactly the same thing. I was in shock. I could not believe it. I was just it's my brain. No. I don't.
Could you just aim like half a cup inside where you normally aim? Is that the fix?
No idea.
Seem to you lip out on the edge.
I've tried everything. Then I just end up hitting it 4 feet short or 6 feet past, and it's just like it's whenever I know I've got the right pace. I hit the right pace, but I hit the line wrong by like a quarter of a ball, and it just doesn't fall. But jeez. Golf's hard, man. Golf's
you're telling me. You're telling me.
Golf's so hard. I don't know we do it to ourselves. I really don't.
It's like recurring torture, isn't it? So
yes.
Rock up, play a rubbish round. No, I think I'm done with this sport. Come back the next week. Oh, no, I'll be good this week. Then you don't break 100, and then you're like, no, screw this sport. And you get halfway through the week and it's like, oh, no, I can do better. I can do better. I'll come back Sunday.
It finds a way to suck you back in every single time. See, mine's every holes 15 to 18. I will play rubbish for 15 holes. And then all of a sudden, like something will click on the 15th. And then I might make a birdie in one of the last 3 holes. And then it's like, you're infuriated because you're like, where was this for the last 4 hours? And then you play, okay. Then you get to the end and you get in your car and you're like, oh, next week I'm dialed. I just need to bring that. I figured it out.
Every time it's 18th. You play the 18th well every time. Everyone does.
Everyone does.
It just keeps you coming back.
Yeah. You could have shot 114 for the first 17, but you'll shoot 4 or 5 on the last and be like, oh yeah, I can still play this game.
It sucks you in.
Oh, doesn't it? Infuriating. It's infuriating. But there has been a lot of golf talk to talk about. There has been a lot of trade talk, as we alluded to earlier. I reckon it's one of the crazier trade periods I've ever seen, personally. Like, just
amount. It's this where the sort of free agency stuff comes back to bite clubs in the arse a bit, because everyone seems to be on the move.
Yep. Or if you delist, you know how you delist, but you then promise them we'll pick you up in the rookie draft again. And then they play well, but then because you've delisted them, they're an unrestricted free agent. So they can leave the players have the bargaining power now, not the clubs. Because it's like, well, yeah, I'm playing good footy now. Like, pay me what you want. Like, pay me this, or I'm walking. And the clubs have nothing they can do. So, unless you're North, we'll just give you everything. No, we won't get there.
I was going to say,
no, not yet. It's coming. It's coming. I can promise you that it's coming. But yes, so basically we'll go through the trades as I saw them, and we'll have a chat about them. So the first one to kick off trade period was a Sydney-Melbourne trade. It was James Jordan to Sydney, and Melbourne received a end of second round at pick 39.
I mean, he was a premiership player, wasn't he?
He was
in the premiership.
I think he was a sub, yeah.
Yeah. I think he was pretty handy as a backup. I don't think he was a part of their best 22. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Sydney.
I think it's a win-win, isn't it, really?
Melbourne
aren't going to miss him. Sydney will use him. He'll probably play a role, I'd say. I'd say it's a pretty even deal, I'd say. So, but then we had Matthew Flynn from the Greater Western Sydney Giants. It's such a long name. So he's a big ruckman from there. He went to the Eagles, and the Eagles received compensation pick 40. So end of the second round. Can't say I know a lot about Matthew Flynn. I think he was he a backup ruckman for GWS, or was he their main ruckman? I'm not 100. I'm not even.
I don't think he was their main. No, don't think he was the main ruckman. No.
Good for West Coast though, I think. Nick Nat obviously retiring. Mind you, he hasn't played. I couldn't actually tell you the last time I saw him play football. So one of those. I don't know who their ruckman is. But I guess they've got Matthew Flynn. My guess is they'll use him in the 1 or 2 combo. So,
but I suppose.
Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, are they using Oscar Allen as a ruckman?
No, I think
is he sort of alternating?
No, I think he's permanent full forward now.
Oh, good. That's where he should be.
Oh yeah, I think he kicks. Yeah. He kicks 60 odd.
I don't know if he got that many because he missed a lot of the season, didn't he? He missed a few games.
No, not this year. This year he got full season in. It was last year. He come in the end of last year and looked good the last 6 or 7 games.
Right. I don't watch much West Coast.
No, I don't think I watched any West. I'm going purely off. I'm pretty sure I saw him high up on the Coleman, so that's about all I'm going off. But yes, yeah, he should definitely just stay full forward. But I don't know how they're going to keep him. You have to pay him a lot of money.
I think he's worth it.
I think he's every cent.
Yeah,
every cent. They need
do whatever you can.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, who's had a nightmare of a trade period? That's Fremantle. Fremantle have been gutted, absolutely gutted, and have gotten back absolutely nothing.
Yep. They cannot retain any kind of star power outside of Nat 5, can they?
Yep, exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. You almost feel for him. Almost. You almost feel for him. But then it's like, yeah, it's Fremantle. So they lose Joel Hamling. Joel Hamling wasn't playing in their best 22 anyway. He hadn't been playing in their best 22 for a little while. He is a premiership player at the Doggies. So as well, back in 2016, he's gone to Sydney as an unrestricted free agent. So hopefully kickstarts his career again. He was a pretty handy fullback, but they've got Alex Pearce. So Freo, so it's one of those things that there probably isn't much of a spot there. Paddy McCartan retiring from concussions opens up a fullback spot, I guess, at Sydney. So
yep.
See what they do there with that one. Big win for Brizzy, I think. Tim Doedee to the Lions. And Adelaide receive an end of first round compensation in pick 19.
So what's the plan with him? Is he going to be a forward?
No, I think it's going to be. I think he's going to help out Harry Andrews. I think he's a good intercept mark.
Oh, he's down back. I thought he was a forward.
No.
Right.
The backman. But he's done both knees now.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to play the first start of the season next year, is he?
So no. So
yeah,
risk, but I think if they get him fit, he's pretty handy. Like he was captain of LA, so. But again, also pick 19 is pretty handy too. So days pick 19. I don't know how all these draft picks work. There's going to be a lot of picks you'll hear repeated because like they were picks and then they're not picks anymore because the AFL turned them into compensation picks. So I assume they go down one.
Here we go.
Yeah, I know. I just
chomping at the bit, aren't you?
I haven't got. I'm not getting there. I'm not getting there yet. It's just it's a flawed system. Anyway, we're going to continue on. Essendon, big winners, I think, with Toddy Goldstein. What do you reckon? Unrestricted.
Can you go wrong with Todd Goldstein on your list?
I think so.
I mean, yes, win.
I guess you just got a second ruckman out there that because I just don't know if is it the days of two ruckmen a thing anymore?
I mean, that depends. It didn't work for Melbourne, but then you had two star ruckmen that couldn't play forward.
Oh yeah, I don't think it worked. Yeah, you've got. I don't know if Sam Draper's a forward, and I don't think Todd Goldstein's a forward.
He's not a forward.
Seen Todd Goldstein miss from the top of the goal square.
I think Sam Draper can float up there. I seem to recall him kicking a few goals. So, I mean, it might work a bit better than Melbourne. But I remember Richmond playing Nankervis and Soldo in the same team for a while.
Yeah.
But neither of them were really, I wouldn't say dominant ruckman.
Yeah, you're probably 60-40 split, aren't you, really? You're not having one pain. You're not losing too much by not having one of them on the field, like type thing. Like, yeah. As opposed to like having two ruckmen when you had like Nick Naitanui and like someone else. Like it was like polar opposites type thing. Yeah, I think it's good. I think he teaches Draper the craft as well because Goldie's the best tap ruckman, one of the best tap ruckmen ever. So I think if anyone's going to teach Draper the little fine arts of things, it's going to be him. So they were big movers as well, Essendon. Mr. Dodoro, Adrian Dodoro. I think it's his last year, I think. The list manager.
Yeah.
Heard after
I would
5 years, I think it was, or something.
Why is everyone going to Essendon? Seems like they're a destination club. Not for absolute.
They had a war chest. I'm pretty sure. They got money to burn. Like they're paying people. Like I think Ben Mackay's 750, which we'll get into next. Goldstein was different. I think he wasn't getting a game, or he was even possibly going to get delisted from North. Like he was told, "There's the door. There's nothing here for you." But yeah, I didn't see the Gresham one. I didn't see. Yeah, they've sort of popped up a couple of times where I didn't see them playing a pivotal role in things, and then yeah, they did. So I guess it's if you got the money, and they're not.
I guess.
And Brad Scott's got pull as well. Like, yes, Essendon did play quite poorly the second half of the year, and I personally on here a couple of times I was pretty harsh on Essendon and the way they played football. But yeah, they showed the signs early, I guess, and yeah, maybe their final pieces to because they didn't have a backman. That's Zerk Thatcher's not a backman. Like I don't rate him at all. So at least they've got a good solid fullback now, Ben Mackay, which might help them.
I suppose you build a decent spine, and that goes a long way, doesn't it? Then you sort of got role players to build around it. So
it's everything. A massive spine because then you don't need those outside players to be exceptional players. You just need them to play a role. Spine's that good. You get away with no one's rubbish in the AFL, but you get away with an average back flanker or an average winger. If your whole spine is solid, you can get away with these players just playing their role, essentially. So whereas it's unfortunate where clubs like North and Freo and stuff like that, they don't have that. They don't have any spine. So it's just like they're expecting so much from so many, essentially. Like it's just they're asking too much from good average footballers. So, which I think's what Lockie Schultz saw on the wall too. It was like this club's not going anywhere. I want to go home. But that one still, we'll get to it. That one still threw me. I didn't see that one actually like happening. It started as a rumor and then it gained legs really quickly. But we've got Ben Mackay to Essendon and North receive pick 3.
Go ahead. I know you're chomping at the bit. Go on.
Well, this one is different. It's the assisted picks I have a problem with. This one's the length of contract and the money that he was on. I get it. Like, it just is what it is. Should they got pick 3? No. Did they push really hard for pick 3 and play the sob story of we're so bad, we're so terrible, please help us? Yes, they did. But, yeah, I mean, in the end, it's no good for anyone having a team play as poorly as North have for as long as North have. Like, it's just no good for the game because there is a distinct advantage for teams who play them twice in the draw. Like, massive. If you get North twice, if you get North and West Coast twice, there's 4 wins. That's massive for any team. For any team between sort of 10 and 6, like the top teams, it don't bloody matter because they're beating 80% of teams anyway. But like, for teams like you, Richmond and stuff like that, if Richmond can get West Coast twice and North twice, you're nearly banking 4 wins at the start of the season. Before you say you don't look ahead. They do. They absolutely look ahead. Like you do. We do as fans. There's no way they don't. So yeah, it's no good for the comp having them as poor as they are. But what changes? I don't know if you've got any way of what changes with North to get them from not being where they are.
You're not going to like this, but I think the assistance package goes a long way.
Full of it.
No. If they do it right. Do it right.
Yeah. If they do it right. I believe, my belief was, yes, the assisted picks could work if they were to be traded. They should have been picks that were given to be traded for players so that there's a win-win. Instead, teams like, I get annoyed about it because we are, as Hawthorn, we are rebuilding. And it's teams like us that it affects because it's all this help that we're trying to build something, and then all this extra help's being given to a club that doesn't know how to list manage and doesn't know how to keep players. And that's got nothing to do with the AFL and nothing to do with lack of talent. And this, it's got to do with them as a whole. Like, it's got to do with their organization. It's got to do with, like, so why am the rest of us getting punished? This is me being as civil as I can, because, like, inside I'm like raging about the whole situation. Like, I wanted the whole AFL to boycott against North and just not trade with them and just be like, nah, you can keep all your picks. You get nothing from any of us. But no, that's obviously not going to happen. But yeah, I felt like you could have done it differently, because I think that's still a win-win. Someone gets an end of first round pick, which is still big on people's priority list, and you'll get a decent footballer for an end of first round pick that's looking to move. So, because the way the young talent is at the moment, and the way it's so easy, the AFL has made it so easy for young talent to just leave. Just put the foot down and say, I'm going, like I'm leaving. And with social media and stuff like that, like they make it impossible to keep him. Like the James Horne-Francis thing, like it was impossible to keep him. He made it impossible for North to keep him on purpose, so he could get Adelaide. Harley Reid's done exactly the same thing with West Coast. Now he's playing the, oh no, I will go to West Coast. He has to say that. That's doesn't want to look like a complete dickhead. Like he has, like he already has done all those things on social media and liked all those posts about not going to West Coast, and he's already done all that. Like it's already, the narrative's already there. So whereas the narrative was never there before that. It was pick one. It never used to be. Pick one was pick one. You went where you went. Like, but yes, could have been done differently. Rant over. I won't.
No, I think I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. I just want to see how far I can push this. don't you think? Don't you think you owe Clarko for all your premierships? Like he's over at North now and getting this assistance package. Don't you think Hawthorn should be like, all right, no, he gave us 4 premierships. We'll give him a break.
Yeah, if he gives us Nick Larkey.
Well, that's not happening.
I'll take Nick Larkey, or I'll take. No, that's it. I only want Nick Larkey. What else do I want? We did, mate. What are you talking about? We gave him Liam Shields. We gave him Daniel Howe. We gave him players. Nah.
Yeah, but
Nah.
No.
Can't do it. I think it's just my hatred for North. It's just there. It's real. I can't.
But why? Why? They're like, they aren't a threat to anyone. Why? What's your problem with North?
I don't know. It's got one. I've had one for a long time. I didn't like Boomer.
You didn't like Boomer.
I did. Boomer was a wank.
Oh, everyone loves Boomer. I'm gonna have to put a stop to this.
True. That's not true. True. Not everyone loves Boomer.
That's where it all went. You cut out. What'd you say?
I said I don't like Wayne Carey.
Oh, that's different. But Boomer.
Nah,
He's like
Vito, a big parrot face with his massive nose. Didn't like him. I like Josh Gibson and David Hale because they come to Hawthorn.
I wonder why.
I tell you what, David Hale is right up there with one of my favourite footballers of all time. David Hale. He was absolutely dependable on anything you asked of him. And for a big fella, he was one of the best kicks at goal going around. Big ups, David Hale. Big ups, no one talks about David Hale. Big ups, David Hale. Yeah, we're moving past North Melbourne and the compensation and assistance picks.
Righto.
Watch it come up in like 2 things time. It literally.
Yeah. Banking on it.
So the Western Bulldogs and Melbourne made a trade. James Harmes to the Doggies, and Melbourne get a future third. I think
it's another premiership player.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing. One of those things. I think he played 5 games this year, 6 games this year.
How much currency does it add to you though that you've been part of a premiership, even if you're no longer in the best 22?
I don't think it holds that much, personally. Because that team hasn't changed a lot. If you look at the team now and you look at the team when they won it, what's changed?
They've lost a bit of depth, but probably a few best 22 players are gone now. Just a few though, not a massive turnover.
Like, I'm more meaning like who's come in that's taken James Harmes' spot? Or did James Harmes lose his spot? My feeling is James Harmes lost his spot. So that instantly for me makes me feel like, yeah, he's a good footballer. And I think it's a good pickup for the Doggies. Like I do rate Harmes. I think he just got lost in his role of what his role was. And I think Melbourne moved past the lockdown role. I don't think they needed it. And that was sort of his MO. That was what he would go and do. And then when Brayshaw was injured, Harmes was a great footballer. When Brayshaw was, because he just played that role. Like he can play a running role and get the footy. I think he just ran out of spots there once the actual best 22 were fitting on the park. He just wasn't in it.
Oh, it is a tough 22 to break into, isn't it?
Isn't it ever? Isn't it? Unless you're... but yeah, no, I think that's a win for the Dogs because a future third to me means not... I mean, it's trade points that they'll probably use in a future trade somewhere down the line type thing. You know how all that nonsense works. But I'm going with a tick for the Dogs. North Melbourne, Sydney. Former number 5 pick, Dylan Stevenson to North Melbourne, along with a second rounder, so pick 25. Sydney receive a third rounder, so pick 44, and the future first round pick of North Melbourne's assistance package, which is what I believe that's how it should be done. That, to me, is how those assistance packages work. They get a half-decent footballer in Dylan Stevenson, and Sydney get a first rounder. And end of first round. I think that's how it should be done.
That it gets on traded. That you don't get to take it to the draft.
Yeah, you don't bank them and take them to the draft with 5 select, because they're going to get what? Pick 1 or pick 2 for the next 4 years. You know what I mean? So, like, they're not exactly changing everything around. Like, so, yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Get blokes like Dylan Stevens is not a bad footballer. He just got squeezed by Sydney because Sydney have a strong, they have a strong midfield. That's a good midfield. So I think that's a win for North. Big win.
Yeah.
I think they've picked up a baller. Now, I don't know this bloke. I don't know if I should or not. You might know him. Chris Burgess. So it was a trade between Adelaide and Gold Coast. So Chris Burgess from the Gold Coast. He's now gone to the Crows and pick 14. And Gold Coast get 2 second-rounder picks, pick 23 and 26.
I think Gold Coast have a few academy players they're looking to draft. So
those picks on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the forward? Is he a forward?
Honestly, mate, I know 97% of AFL footballers because I'm a nerd. He's slipped through the cracks. I don't know. I don't know who this man is.
I could be completely wrong, but I think he's a tall forward, and he's just Gold Coast have had a few tall forwards to play with. I mean, Casbolt, King, Chol. I think I could be well off the mark, but I think it's sort of just like a depth, sort of squeezed out kind of thing.
Yeah. So probably a win-win.
I think so.
I think they're both pretty happy. I find all the early trades all the trades that get done early in the trade period are always win-wins because they're both happy. It's these ones that come in the last hour where you're like, oh, they're not too, they know that they're going to walk happy with that one. So things like that. Melbourne, Sydney. Brodie Grundy gets to Sydney for his 3rd club in 2 years. Melbourne receive a 3rd round pick, 46, and a future 2nd. Now, here's a question for you, mate. Who is paying Brodie Grundy's salary?
Everyone. Like it's a joint effort. He's getting paid all over the place.
I couldn't tell you. Are you forking out anything? Like, geez.
That is
a deal at Collingwood. He had a 4-year deal at Melbourne.
I would say that's the biggest win of the trade period. That's an absolute bargain.
Yeah.
And they'd be paying him peanuts, like, because I dare say it's split across 3 clubs now.
It would
his
be
wage.
300 for him. Like, nothing.
That's incredible.
Man, Brodie getting $1 million. He's getting 3 different pay slips coming each week. Stamps on them. No.
That's awesome. They've done so well.
I don't know what Melbourne were thinking. I didn't know what Melbourne were thinking when they did it to begin with. And yeah, I know that they had no choice now. Like, you can't have a $800,000 player playing whose footy all you need next year. So yeah, not too sure the thought. I know Max Gawn pushed hard to have him. But yeah, it just didn't work. Like you said, you've got to really have if you're going to have a second ruck, they've got to be a good forward. Max Gawn can't really kick a football, and Brodie Grundy hates being a forward, and he made it evidently clear that he hates being a forward. So probably a conversation that probably should have been had before the trade happened. I would have thought.
You think so?
Yeah. But yeah, in the end, win for Sydney. I think it's a win for Melbourne too, because yeah, they're paying a bit of his wage, but it's a stress they don't have to worry about now.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, at the minute, they've got enough on their plate with some of the things that have been happening of late. That one less stress is certainly going to help. This one I didn't see coming. I think it all happened like very, very early, like in the grand final week. Was Taylor Adams to Sydney from Collingwood. There was no talk Taylor Adams wanted out. And I think he was injured. Like, it wasn't a case of he wasn't picked. I think he was just injured for the grannies. Done his hammy and he was 80%. And they were like, no, we're not taking it. So, like, you can't crack shits at that. Like,
yeah. So what did they get for him?
Pick 33. So Collingwood pick 33. Tay Adams.
I know they put him on the half forward line a lot of this year, Collingwood, and sort of playing him out of position. So I could see the frustration there.
Yeah, because they got Tom Mitchell. Basically, Tom Mitchell was Tay Adams, essentially. That was the same role. Yeah, maybe it just got too much. Didn't want to do it again. It's one of those things. But I think that's a win for Sydney because I think Tay Adams is a handy footballer. So
I think everything Sydney's done this trade period is a win. I think they've won the trade period by far.
Win, though, don't they? They're just the ultimate. Sydney are like the ultimate professionals. They don't make mistakes. They just don't. Like everyone, like 10 years ago, was like, "Oh, Buddy's a mistake," and look how that turned out. Like that turned out as perfectly a 10-year deal could. Like he was every bit they got every bit they could possibly get out of Buddy. Like they just don't. And John Longmire is just his coaching. Like, yeah, I do rate Sydney. I rate Sydney administration, everyone up there. They don't make mistakes. They don't miss. They never miss.
It frustrates me that they never finish near the bottom. They're always in the 8.
Yeah.
It's like you see other teams fluctuate, but Sydney's always in the 8. They're always a chance for the premiership.
Even if they start slow. That's the frustrating thing. I think they started slow this year.
They did, yeah.
And it was like, oh, Sydney might miss. No, Sydney won't miss. But it goes to show the coach as well, like to get your players back because they weren't playing good footy. They were playing terrible footy early on. But yeah, no, it is. I am pleasantly surprised how well Sydney seem to always come out on top of these things. Just always. Quick pit stop, and we're back with more trades. And of course, Zach Fisher to the Roos with pick 17, and Carlton get a late first round pick 21, and a second round at pick 25. I think North get a win here.
Yes, yeah.
I think Zach Fisher's handy.
I think they take what they can get.
Yeah, can't they? Yeah. It's a bit like
he's good, but yeah, take what you can get. Yeah.
What do you reckon they'll do with him? Do they play small forward? Does he play wing? Yeah, it's one of those.
Nice to have the option, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Where do you need him most, I guess? Or do you play him as a halfback? Because he's classy enough left footer. Play him off halfback. Don't know. It'll be interesting to see what North do there, but I think that's a win for North. I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Oh, North on the board. St Kilda Essendon, Jade Gresham to the Bombers, and the Saints get pick 21 end of first round as compensation. So the pick I just spoke about that Carlton got, pick 21, I don't know what that turns into. I think it turns into 22 and everyone shuffles down. Because now this trade come after this trade. So now AFL have given away 21 to someone. So it's just trying to keep up with it. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But yeah, I think that's a big win for Essendon. Jay Gresham's pretty handy footballer, I'd say.
Sure.
I
don't know.
Nah, not much of it.
My St Kilda knowledge is not up to par.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. Anyone who can replace Jake Stringer is a win, in my opinion, because Jake Stringer should not be on an AFL football list.
I mean,
any circuit. You want him?
He has impact. He's an impact player.
You want him?
But you just got to get him on the field.
And to put the Big Mac down. But no, I think that's a win for the Bombers. Yeah, I think it'd be a good attribute. Melbourne and Brisbane. Tom Fullerton to the D's, and the Lions get a third rounder, pick 47. don't know a lot about Tom Fullerton. I know he was some kind of forward, I think. Forward ruck, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be the backup ruck to Gawn if he goes down.
Yeah.
So I think win to the D's, I'd say.
Yeah, dude, they gave up nothing for him. So I think it's anytime you give up nothing for a player that has potential, I think it's pretty easy win. This next trade, very annoyed about, didn't like, gave him away for nothing and was pissed about it. Tyler Brockman is now an Eagle, and we received Hawthorn, pick 44 and pick 63. I was hoping we'd pick up with Tyler Brockman to get pick 1. That was I was like, we can get Tyler. Yeah, they want Tyler Brockman. I was like, give him something good and Tyler Brockman, give us pick 1. But no, we got essentially nothing. We gave him away.
I can see why you're pissed, but at the same time, come on, man.
Yeah, optimistic thinking. Slightly optimistic thinking. But I thought there could have been some wiggle room, something to be done. I don't know. It was my wishful thinking.
I mean, it's a bummer to lose him, but I don't know what he's actually worth. Like a second rounder?
No. He's not. No, he probably is worth what he is. Like, to be quite, but I just didn't mind him. I didn't mind. He just looked somewhat dangerous when he had the football. Like, he just had that edge about him that I quite liked. So, I mean, yeah, but he was never going to stay. So it was one of those things. You just had to take what you get, I think, more than anything. North Richmond. Now, I don't know how to say this name. I'm going with Baigoa Nuon.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, well, he's from Richmond. He's gone to North.
I think that's a good. Oh, sorry, go on.
For a 4th round pick 65.
That's a good win for North, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think he's a defender, off memory.
Yeah,
I just don't know how. I know of him. I just don't know how to. I have no idea how to pronounce that name.
I think he's shown promise from what I've heard, but I think we've got Gibcus, we've got who obviously didn't play this year. I think we've got a little bit of.
He's gone to like Switzerland or something, hasn't he? Or Germany or one of them over there to go get his hamstring. It's hamstring, isn't it?
Which is incredible because he's been out for the whole year with the same injury.
Yeah.
Supposedly. So what's bad hamstring, I guess? I don't know.
You don't want another Dan Hanbury. I don't know if you remember that, but he had the same knackered hamstring for about 3 years. It was nuts. This was the one that, I caught legs really quickly. I was extremely surprised that it happened. But Lockie Schultz is now a pie, and Freo get pick 34 in this year's draft and a future first. And Collingwood are going to be pretty good, so it's going to be an end of first, I'd say, somewhere around the pick 16, 17, 18, probably. Obviously there's only one winner here. Freo didn't want to lose him.
But, they can't retain anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, they've let some absolute star quality go over the last few years. They'd be building very nicely if they could retain players.
Yeah.
That's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah. There's something going on. There has to be something going on. People not saying. There's something there that's not a fit. Something's right. Because we're going to go to the next trade, which is another Fremantle player who was a young star in Liam Henry, and he's now gone to the Saints, and he's gone to the Saints for nothing. So he's now saying that they get a future 4th, and Freo get a future 2nd and a future 4th. So again, basically get absolutely nothing back. So
they'll just sort of linger in the middle of the ladder for a few more years, I guess.
Yeah. That's the problem. They're stuck, aren't they? There's not enough there that they'll get by, but you You can't tank, but like you kind of need to. You need to do what Sam Mitchell did with. I know I use Hawthorn a lot, but I know I'm diehard Hawthorn sport, but you just got to cut. They gave Nat Fyfe another contract. Like, I'm sorry, but I love Nat Fyfe. Nat Fyfe was a star. Nat Fyfe's not Nat Fyfe anymore. He's not that footballer anymore. And you have to tell him, sorry, mate, you're not that footballer anymore. You've got to start letting these players go. You've got to cut all the way back. Yeah, does it suck and will you lose and will you finish 7-8? Yeah, you will, but that's the best way to get yourself back into the draft mix, build yourself up again. Like, it's the only way I can see him doing it.
Yeah. You have to be very careful with who you select, though.
That is
in the draft.
Yeah, it's a problem with being over in WA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane McAdam to Melbourne from Adelaide. They give up a future second.
Win for Melbourne.
Yeah, I think it's a win for Melbourne, and I don't think Adelaide are overly disappointed that he's leaving. I think. I think he's a good footballer, but he's not a proven footballer yet. Like, I don't think he's played more than like 7 games in a row, and he either gets injured or suspended. So, but it's what Melbourne are looking for. They're looking for forwards. I don't think that's exactly what they're looking for. To me, Shane McAdam is Bailey Fritsch. That third or similar forward type thing. Like, Bailey Fritsch isn't good enough to be your first or second forward. He's just not. He hasn't got the body for it. He gets out muscled. So yeah, be interesting to see what they do there with Shane McAdam.
I think the best move Melbourne made this trade period was retaining Petty. Because he showed real promise as a forward.
But he's not staying.
You can always throw him back.
But he's not staying.
But you've got him for now. You've got time to work something else out because, there's a good chance he goes home. But
I think it's 1 or 2 years. Did you hear what happened the other day? That Channel 9 interviewed him. Yeah, with Petty. Channel 9 interviewed him in Adelaide playing with golf with Adelaide footballers. And they were like, do you want to get home? And he's like, oh, obviously, the home push is there, but I respect Melbourne wanting to keep me. And it was basically this sounded no, kind of wanted to get here. Didn't happen. We'll have to wait till my contract's expired. But no, you are right. They need to find a way to keep him because he does. A 2-way footballer like that where you can throw him either way is massive. Really handy. Really handy to have. Now, you're going to have to bear with me for a second because I need to get this trade up because this trade is ridiculously long. It's with 4 clubs. And my notes weren't big enough to be able to write all of this down at once. So we are going here. This will take me a second.
It's all right. We don't see many big if only we could.
Oh, mate, the magic and power of editing. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right, here it is. Here we go. Right. So it's a Nick Caulfield, Paddy Dow, Carlton, Essendon, Western Bulldog trade. Now, I'm just going to go from the top of the trade to the bottom of the trade and let you know what they were. So Carlton receives a future 3rd round pick from Essendon, a future 4th round pick from the Dogs, and there's Fremantle in here too, a future 4th round pick from Fremantle. Carlton give Paddy Dow a future 3rd and a future 4th. Essendon receive a 2nd round pick, which is pick 35, and a future 4th. And Essendon give pick 52 and a future third-round pick. St Kilda receive Paddy Dow, a second-round pick, which is pick 40, and a future third-round pick that was Carlton's. St Kilda give Nick Caulfield to the Western Bulldogs, a second-round pick, so pick 35, a third-round pick, pick 56, and a future fourth-round pick tied to Fremantle. Is this all making sense so far? You with it? You tracking it?
Sure.
Yeah. Western Bulldogs receive, obviously, Nick Caulfield and 2 third-round picks in 52 and 56. And the Doggies give a second-round pick, which was pick 40, and a future fourth-round pick. Righto, Drew. Let's unpack this and tell me who was the winner of this trade.
I mean, I heard Essendon
sit down and be like, "This is how we're doing it." Like, imagine
that's
these
what I want to know.
Managers.
I don't know how you work out a trade like this, and does it sort of just start with 2 clubs, and then they're like, "Oh, we need to bring a third into this, and then a fourth," or does it start with 4 clubs going, I don't know. But third and fourth round picks, when you're dealing mostly with them, is there really a winner?
No.
I mean, I heard Essendon had a pick 35, so I'm going to go with them, I guess.
They're the
winner of, I guess.
They're the only team that didn't receive a player.
But
so they got pick 35 and a future fourth, and they gave away pick 52 and a future third.
But they didn't give away a player.
No.
So
Carlton gave away Paddy Dow, which wasn't getting him anyway. St Kilda gave away Nick Caulfield, but got Paddy Dow. I think that's neither here nor there. They're both average footballers, I think. So, and the Dogs get Nick Caulfield and pick 52, 56 and gave away pick 40 and a future fourth. That would have been an easier way to explain it.
That would have been much better. I'm much less confused.
Yeah, I don't know who's the winner of that one. There's lots of players moving. Good luck to Paddy Dow. Maybe he finally gets a go in a best 22. Mind you, St Kilda's midfield is strong, so I'm not exactly sure how he's going to get that one done. Caulfield to the Dogs. He's just a intercept halfback. Yeah. That is now done. I have no winners. I'm going to go with no winners. No winners, no losers. Everyone's happy. Everyone walked away from the dinner table satisfied.
If you say so.
Well, I assume so.
I don't know.
If there's a 4-way trade like that, everyone has to be happy. That's my guess. I'm not sure how happy you're going to be about this one. Ivan Soldo is now at the Power, also with pick 50, while Richmond receive pick 41, pick 49, a future second, and a future fourth.
I thought we were going to hold firm that he was a required player. So I think we gave him away for not much.
No.
Really?
No, you gave him
not much at all.
Nothing.
I could see why he wanted to move, though, because he was never really our first ruckman.
Yeah.
Whenever Nankervis is around, he's not the first ruckman, but I mean, you can play them both at the same time because neither of them are exactly a dominant ruckman you want to play 100% of the time. But I can understand it from his side. I would have liked a bit more for him, but
yeah,
I mean, everyone seems to be moving to Port, so
yeah, it's a bit like that. I think he could have walked though, couldn't he? I think. So yes, he's a required player, but did he have 1 or 2 years left on his contract?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
that might be a good point, actually.
And I think after that, then he's a unrestricted free agent. So I think they was sort of like, we've got to get something, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how all that works properly. I still don't know how really the restricted free agencies work and compensation and all of that. Because could you have held out and got a compensation pick for him? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how all that works. So,
but I don't know how desperate he was to move as well.
well, there
Like,
didn't
yes,
seem to
it'd
be
be
that much
nice,
talk
but
about it, and then all of a sudden there was talk about it, and then it happened. Like it was.
so I just wonder if we had held our ground a bit harder, whether he would have just gone, oh, maybe I'll stay at least to the end of my contract.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know. But
Mm.
yeah, it's what it is.
That's it. I think Port win because, yeah, Port get a decent ruckman and gave up nothing. Really and truly just
Yeah.
got a ruckman. So Jack Ginnivan to the Hawkers with a second round pick. So pick 39 and future second round and future fourth round. And Collingwood get our second round pick. So pick 33. Future second round and a future third round. I think it's a win for Hawthorn. I like Jack Ginnivan quite a lot. I liked him at Collingwood. I think, yeah, as everyone kind of, there's two sides to it. Some people think that the media is justified. I think you're beating on a 20-year-old kid. We weren't happy about doing it to James Horne-Francis, but we're happy to do it to this kid. So I think
I don't think he fits your narrative in the free kick Hawthorn memes. I don't think he exactly fits in there, but I mean, the talent speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yes, I believe. Yeah. I think in the right system, he's in a good system either way. Like I think he's going to just. I think he needed a fresh start. I think it was all just. I think this is the right move for him. I think that will make it work, and I think he could easily be a 40-goal forward next year.
Mm.
And he's got Luke Bruce, who, in my opinion, biased or not, is one of the greatest small forwards of all time, in my opinion, and the best crumbing small forward I've seen. Off packs. Like you at full speed off packs, how often he finds his hands with the footy is nuts.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty
biased.
good.
I know. It's biased. I know. I'm not here. I'm not even going to argue it, mate. I'm not even here to argue the point of whether I'm right or wrong. I love Brewsty. I think he's going to learn a lot. I think there's no argument he's going to learn a lot from Luke Breust. Like he's going to, that's only going to improve his game. So I think that's, win to Hawthorn. So this was the start of the Hawthorn move that we ended up with doing. I think we were a part of 6 trades today. Well, this where we're filming today on the Wednesday just after the end of the trade period. So yeah, we were certainly busy. Port Adelaide Western Bulldogs, the Port Power get Jordan Sweet, and the Doggies get pick 50.
Isn't he a ruckman?
Yep, they've got 2 ruckmen. Yes.
I guess you got to.
Yeah, don't know.
I don't know.
Really don't know.
Maybe they were just trying to play the whole field, just make sure they get at least one ruckman. Maybe I don't know. They got everyone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think the Bulldogs, they've got Tim English, so they don't really care either way. The only thing is, do they have now depth? I suppose Sean Darcy. Can Sean Darcy play ruck? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, he's probably tall enough. He's probably got the vertical, but I don't know.
Body and art for it. Because you can't just become a ruck. One of those things. You get belted. Port Adelaide, Geelong, Asava, Radigalia finally does get to Port after I don't understand why Geelong ever said no to begin with. I think what Port offered was overs anyway for an average footballer that's unproven, completely and utterly unproven. Just because he's naturally athletic does not mean he's a good footballer. He is one of the worst decision makers with the football in hand in the AFL. Comfortably.
Oh, no, I'm erring on the side of Geelong here. I see he has potential. But yet maybe he hasn't
Geelong,
shown
isn't Geelong
it at
winning
Geelong.
the trade? You mean Geelong winning the trade?
No, I don't mean Geelong winning. I understand why they've held out so hard.
For pick 25, you're holding out?
Well, the final trade's probably gone to Port. Like, they're the winners of the trade. But I can see why Geelong were playing hardball with him.
Yeah, but I don't know what else they wanted. That was the thing. It was like, Port are like, we'll give you pick 25. And they said, no, we want more. What more do you want? That's all I don't understand. So you know what they got? They got pick 25, pick 76, and pick 94. So they got pick 25. 76 and 94, they don't use them. They get passed on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's overs. I think Geelong wins this trade. As much as I hate saying it, Geelong, to me, wins this trade because Esava Ratugolea is 2 years from not being on the list, in my opinion. I don't rate him at all.
They're going to do good things with him up there.
How? They've just gone and got Zerk Thatcher as well. And they've got Aliir. What position is he going to play? They've got Charlie Dixon and Todd Marshall. A forward.
Yeah, how old's Charlie Dixon now?
Yeah, but 30. Asava's 25.
Yeah, and Dixon's starting to get some injuries. Like, he missed a lot of this year.
Asava's injury-ridden. He's never strung 10 games together in his career.
He wasn't in their best 22. Like, he couldn't... Oh, it was a hard 22 to break into, mind you, but he just couldn't stay there.
Average football.
No, I think give him a full season. Give him a full season.
I will.
And then he won't be on every game.
The year after that. He'll get a full season to prove exactly what I'm saying, and then he won't be on a football list. I was so happy because Hawthorn's name was getting floated out there with him, and I was like, do not. Whatever we can, just avoid. We were offering him like 5 year, 800,000. Nuts. Bonkers.
Yeah, 800,000 might be a bit much, but I think that's a bit much for just about any player.
Yeah, nearly.
Like,
it's exactly right. But we'll move on from a big Esava, I guess. Gold Coast Carlton, Elijah Hollands joins his brother at the Blues. He's a former number 4 pick, so this is a big pickup for the Blues, in my opinion, because he just didn't seem to... I don't know what happened with Gold Coast. They just didn't seem to find a way to get him into the team. So, yeah, Blues get Elijah Holland. They also get pick 28 and a future 4th. And they give up pick 26 and a future 3rd to Gold Coast.
I hope this works out for the Blues as well as the Blake Acres trade. To be honest, they got him for nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like...
And he's the star of their whole finals campaign.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
I hope it plays out like that. But then again, I don't. Yes, he might have been picked as pick 4 in his draft year, but
but he had a knee, so he got picked. There was talk to go pick 1, but he'd done his knee. Yeah, he's proper rated. This kid's proper rated as a footballer. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll work out for Carlton. I think they've snagged another one here.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah. I feel like we're all getting on the Carlton bandwagon. Like, we're all just getting in behind Carlton. Just like, hope they do okay.
I'm a massive Michael Voss fan.
Oh, Vossi. I loved Vossi's career.
Oh,
just the way he played is just like how every footballer should play. Just as hard as nails. No, we do love Vossi. Richmond Hawthorn made a trade. You guys get Jacob Kaczynski. We get pick 49. I think it's a pretty mutual. He was not going to stay on our list. I think we offered him 1 year on rookie money. It was like 200,000, 300,000 or something. It was pennies, and basically was going to be there as a backup if someone got injured and then was going to get delisted. So I mean, take pick 49. You guys have got a second tall for Tommy Lynch, I guess.
I think he's going to be a replacement for Jack Riewoldt.
Yeah.
No, obviously.
That young fella, Samson, is it Samson Ryan? In here,
Samson Ryan. Yeah, he does a bit of ruck work as well, I think. So,
yeah.
I don't know how proven he is as a forward yet.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I would prefer him to be a ruckman if I was making the decision.
Yeah,
I mean,
to be now.
I think it sort of upholds the structure we've had, gives Tommy Lynch a big run at it.
Yeah,
would be my ideal scenario because I believe you'll like this. I heard someone say, I can't remember who. Somebody said he's the number one pickup of the period. Is Tommy Lynch coming back into the team in 2024? The number one pickup in the AFL.
Yeah, whatever you say, big fella.
He's a gun. He's a premiership forward. He's crashing packs. He's making the big moves at the big times in games. What do you mean?
A grub. He's a grub of a baller.
No, we're a big fan of Tommy Lynch here at the podcast.
This is where I need to cash in that future fourth rounder for Cobber. I need to get someone else to do this. No. I think it's a mutual win-win. I think we wanted him off our books. You boys looking for help for Lynchy, so I think everyone comes out on top. This one I didn't see coming was Jack Billings to the D's for a future third round pick, so for nothing, essentially. A pretty classy footballer, Jack Billings, in my opinion.
Again, my St Kilda knowledge is lacking, but I heard he was on the move. I didn't hear Melbourne's name come up.
No, neither
during those discussions.
Yeah, neither had I. So no, I thought he was going to North personally, but yeah, I think that's a win for St Kilda. No, sorry, Melbourne.
For saying, oh, get a say
what? I don't know. All morphing into one at this point. Mabior Chol to the Hawkers for a future second to the Suns. I'm happy. I'm happy to a point. Marbiol, obviously unproven. Or proven-ish. He's proven-ish, but there's pretty glaring problems in his game where he just doesn't work hard enough. To be honest, like he doesn't. He doesn't have any second effort. It is like the first initial lead, and that's it. So he'll have to work on it, but I think it's still good for Mitch Lewis to have at least a big body. Like, if you don't put a good defender on Marbiol's going to have a day. So it's good to have that balance between the two, I guess. And we gave up, future second, which, I mean, I think it's the right call, personally.
Yep. I think he's a lot of upside. I would actually say the right coach would probably go a long way to getting the best out of him.
Yeah.
I think Sam Mitchell is probably one of the few I'd say would be the right coach.
Yeah, exactly. I think he knew the writing was on the wall when Hardwick went up there too, because I don't think Hardwick was a massive fan of him down at Richmond either, which is why he went to Gold Coast. And I think that way, and it was like, oh.
He floated in and out of the team a lot.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
It's only one reason. There's only one reason, and it's been the same reason since the start of his career to right now. It's his work ethic. He just doesn't work hard enough. Like, he's a great footballer if you hit him on the chest. Like, but yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see. This one I wasn't so sure about, this trade. I mean, I love Gunners. I absolutely love Gunners. And he's come back to the club. And we've received picks 47 and 61 and a future second. And Brisbane have got Brandon Ryan, our mid-season draft, who I rated quite highly. Picks 39, 54, and a future 4th. I love Gunners. Gunners is at the end of his career. I guess, yes, you can say to a point he'll be good to steer the boys around the park in the forward line. You've got Brewsty there, in my opinion, to do that. I don't see how the mold fits in what we're doing to have Bruce and Gunston in the same forward line, in the same side. It doesn't fit for me personally. But it is what it is. Whereas that Brandon Ryan, I rated. He looked something. Like he was a tall forward that was picking balls up off his feet, kicking goals. Like I think he kicked 4 or 5 goals in like the second last round of the season or something for us. Like he's very handy footballer. But it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Can you make the depth argument in the forward line for Hawks? Like if Chol for whatever reason doesn't really work out that well, you've got Gunston in the wings, because I'd say you'd be playing Chol ahead of Gunston at this point, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It'll be a round 5 next year. You'll know whether it was a good decision or not. I'd say, but well, it's a legend of the club. He's going to go down as a Hall of Famer at the club, so I shouldn't complain too much because he is. I didn't want him to leave last year, but I understood with personal and his dad and all that, wanting to get out of there, and then he's come back and we've honoured that, and I mean, seeing Gunners, in all honesty, run around in the brown and gold doesn't bother me too much. It's where he should be. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Essendon Port, the deal for Zerk Thatcher finally gets done. It was talked about well before the trade period. Took a long time into the trade period. Took till the last minutes to finally get it done. So Port get Zerk Thatcher and pick 73 and 2 future 4th rounds. And Essendon get Xavier Dersma.
Yep. That's a win for Essendon.
Yes, I think I agree. Dersma's handy. Dersma's a good footballer. Just got to give him.
I think
just got to keep. So, and the last trade, right at the dying state, the very last trade was Hawthorn Essendon for Massimo D'Ambrosio, getting to Hawthorn for pick 61 and a future 4th. So again, we get him for nothing. Apparently, he's a handy enough left footer, back flankish. Talking out my butt because I don't really know who this bloke is. I heard something.
I mean, it's the Hawthorn mould.
Yeah, we love
left footer.
Yeah, we love left footers. Yep, that's what I'm running with. Till he comes out round 1, kicks with his right, and he plays up forward or something. I'm pretty sure he's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a left footer. Left foot. Apparently, he's fairly classy halfback. But I really don't know a lot about him. But he nominated us. We've got him. We gave nothing up for him, so can't complain too much.
Never know. It could be the steal of the trade period.
Oh, wouldn't love that. No, I think Marbiol could. If we can get Marbiol sorted, I think that could be massive for us.
It could be anything, really.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be anything.
And if we can get the best of Jack Ginnivan back, like if we can get 2 years ago Jack Ginnivan, 19-year-old Jack Ginnivan, like last year, then and Mitch Lewis. If Mitch Lewis stays fit, it could get exciting. Another year for John Newcomb, another year for Warple.
Yeah.
Day.
I mean, I'd be excited being a Hawthorn fan just based off this year, even if you didn't pick up another player in the trade period.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. No, I couldn't agree more. It's been actually nice to watch my team and be like, no, I can see what we're doing here. I see where we're going. I see what we're doing. And like, there's like being crap and not knowing how you're getting out of being crap. And then there's being crap, but you're understanding what they're trying to do. They're just not good at it yet. And that was us this year. We started off, we just weren't good at what we were trying to do. But you could see what we were trying to do. It was kamikaze footy. We were going to come off half back and we were just going to go flat out. Handballs, runs, flat out. And eventually we got quite good at it. And we did. We knocked off Brisbane. We knocked off Collingwood. We knocked teams off because we just stuck to our guns. We're playing kamikaze footy. And that's, it's good to see. How about your Tiggies? How do you feel next year?
I'm torn. You could go down the Hawthorn route and make the hard decisions on some of our older players, sort of see what the market values them at, and make a new, fresh start under a new coach.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you'd have to give up some of our spine, I think, which I mean is a lot of our spine is older now and probably closer to the end than the beginning. But
yeah,
I don't know. I thought we'd do more in the trade period, to be honest. But then again, we gave up a lot to get Taranto and Hopper last year. So
yeah, I don't think you had a lot.
I don't know.
I don't think you have a lot to play with, to be honest. Most of your picks are already been used. So
yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think we can get more out of Hopper next year than we did this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to making the hard calls.
Yeah.
It would be sad to see a lot of premiership players go.
Yeah.
But like whether you reach out to Melbourne and ask whether they'd be interested in a trade for Tom Lynch.
Yeah.
It's the big one I could think of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah. It's being brave enough to realize that the side you've got isn't, because it isn't. It's not going to be your next flag.
No.
Like Lynchy's not going to be part of your next flag. And yeah, Nankervis isn't going to be part. Ran out of free time on me soon. What were we saying? We were saying.
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh no, I think we were rambling. It was something to do with the Tiggies. Oh, that's right. Yes. Where you're heading and the tough calls that need to be made. That's right. Yeah. No, yeah. We've definitely got some tough calls that need to be made. Things like Dylan Grimes as well is. Me personally, I thought he had a pretty poor year this year, to be quite honest.
Well, to his standards, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's over that cliff. Is what I mean. Like I don't see him getting even any better than what he was this year. I feel like it's only going to go one way next year, I think, which happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. Once you make the tough calls, you've got what is it? Uze? Uze's your coach now, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out Adam is spelt with an E.
Hey, Adem.
Adam.
It's Adem.
I'd like to. I'd like to make that clear because it was news to me.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could spell.
I didn't know you
could Adam that way. Yeah.
Adem, that's gonna blow my mind now. Adem Muze. But yeah, hopefully I don't know his coaching prowess. I know he's been good assistant coach with us and he's been rated, so it'll be interesting to see him with the reins, what he can do. I think
absolutely.
I think he did a good job with you boys, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I would have been happy to see him. I think we needed a fresh start. I think he was with Hardwick a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether the game plan would have deviated all that much, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with Uze at the moment. We'll see how it plays out. He's been close a lot of times to a senior coaching gig, I've heard. He's sort of been runner-up a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When was the last caretaker coach become coach? I feel like it's a David Teague.
Caretaker coach become coach.
Yeah, Brett so Ratton, caretaker coach. Huh?
Brett Ratton?
Who did he take?
St Kilda.
Did he become coach? He did too. Yeah, but then he got shafted. So he didn't really become coach.
He's been shafted a few times.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's back at Hawthorn again. Yeah. Or maybe there is a couple. But I don't think there's been any that stay coach.
No, there wouldn't be many. No.
I don't think there's been any.
Well, it depends how long you're talking. Like,
the year they take over. Like, I don't think there's been a coach that's lasted 3 years after taking a caretaker role. Like,
no, probably not.
David Teague lost. It was like they had the euphoric of David Teague. They started winning, and then they gave him the job, and then they realized the euphoric was over. I think that was similar with St Kilda. Rats wasn't taking them anywhere. If anything, they were going backwards. And I don't know why they signed him. Oh, I mean, I do. He got stiffed because Ross Lyon basically said to him, if you want me to coach, I'll coach. So they went, oh, sorry, Rats, ta-da. We want Ross Lyon. But yeah, other than that, I don't remember or recall. Maybe Adam Kingsley? He was a caretaker coach.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, he come from Richmond. He wasn't caretaker coach for Richmond. No. I don't know where he was before that.
No, wasn't he the caretaker coach? Who coached when Leon Cameron left? Or did he leave at the end of the year?
Yeah, I thought he saw it. No, they did have a caretaker coach, but it wasn't Kingsley.
It wasn't Kingsley?
No, he come from Richmond.
Oh, okay.
No.
Never mind. Ignore that. Brendan Bolton. Brendan Bolton, he went to Carlton, then he was caretaker coach at Hawthorn, then he went to Carlton, and then, he got shafted both times.
There's a lot of stiff stories.
Isn't there? Matty Nix for Adelaide, he was a caretaker coach that got the job. And he's actually doing quite well with Adelaide now. Like, they were surprised this year.
I feel like they should have played finals.
So do I. Hey, let's not go there.
Go
there. But yes, they should have played finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Got any trades you'd like to float?
My dream, like if I had you mean if I wanted a player?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I do. I would have liked Ben Mackay.
Right.
And given Jacob Kaczynski as a second tall for Nick Larkey and some picks.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Of all the players I would want, give me Charlie Curnow. Like every single day.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It's pretty obvious one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Or even like a Tim English or something like that. Like just like those versatile Maxi Gorns, versatile ruckmans that just run all day and can do everything. They're always handy. They're massive cogs in your spine. Massive.
Yeah, no, I could see
Imagine if Max Gorn could kick a footy.
Oh,
he's kicked some big goals. He's kicked some big goals and been really clutch. But I've seen him miss his foot multiple times. Like, it is.
He's good from 50. He's fantastic from 50.
Yeah. As soon as he has to think about it, it's where it all turns. It all turns sour.
I'd float a trade.
Yeah.
I'll float a trade. This isn't an AFL trade.
Oh, what do we got? What do we got going? What do we got happening here?
Maybe we can organise it so I get traded to Christian Petrarca's TikTok.
Yeah,
because I'm a big fan of the recipes he's throwing out.
Can you cook? Because you got to do.
I make a mean scrambled eggs. I've found out in the last week, like a real good scrambled eggs, nice and creamy.
Oh, you put cream in there. Yeah, good.
No cream.
No actual cream. No, put a little bit of cream in there, mate. Game changer.
No, maybe no, just purely eggs. It's just how you cook it makes huge difference.
Do you season the eggs?
Am I what?
Do you season the eggs
afterwards? Not during the cooking process.
Not during the cooking process. Okay.
No. Yeah, you whisk your eggs.
Yep.
That's fine. You whisk them all up.
Yep.
Put a bit of butter in the pan. No worries.
Makes sense.
Low temperature on
key
on the stovetop. Yeah. Low and slow.
Low and slow. It's always the best.
Low temp. Yep. Just before they finish being runny, take them off the heat. Keep them in the pan. Let them cook a bit longer. Straight on the toast. Bit of creaminess to the eggs.
2 bits of toast?
Got to have 2 bits.
Yeah, you got to have 2 bits.
It's too much for one.
Yeah, it is.
Not enough.
Not enough for 3. Too much.
Not enough for 3.
Has to be 2.
Yeah.
All right.
I reckon I could do some damage.
What are you giving? Because that's how trades work. So you've got Petrarca's TikTok. What are you giving in return?
I don't know how much involvement there is in his TikTok. I feel like it's a one-man.
No, you just become Petrarca. You just buy his channel.
I don't want his channel.
Cooking with Petrarca for cooking with Mr. Woods.
No. We've got to keep the star in the show.
What do you want? I just want to be there. You want to be in his kitchen?
I want to be there. I want to be there.
I want to eat his food.
Yes, pretty much. I'll be in the last 10 seconds of the video just going, yeah, this is good.
This is real good. I like it. All right. But again, you've still got to you've got to give something to get something.
I thought I was an unrestricted free agent. I didn't realize I was under contract.
Oh, that's fair enough. What about compensation? The 3 average golfers need compensation. We can't just lose a star and get nothing in return. I'll play the North Melbourne card right now. I'll get soppy. I'll get angry. I
don't know. I don't know. What am I worth? I don't know. That's big questions.
You're the first rounder. You're an OG.
What?
You're an OG. You are Mr. Woods, mate.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
Actually, you're not really Mr. Woods anymore, are you, really?
I have improved.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, we don't call him Mr. Woods because of his tiger prowess on the golf course, unfortunately.
I mean, if people want to think that, I'm not going to correct them.
No, that's exactly right. Why would you?
Oh, yes. Good.
So essentially, you just want to be part of his cooking show and you want to give up nothing.
Pretty much.
Why not? Why not? I like it.
I
like it.
Why
if
not?
You go on TikToks. I want to be on Do Perfect. I want to do and try and attempt cool shit. Do Perfect. Do.
See, I know I just couldn't do that stuff. So I wouldn't even explore it.
I'm so competitive that like I'd stay there for so long trying to do it.
You have to be out there all day.
Oh mate,
at least
I've done some cool things in my time. Yeah, no, it would be. I remember watching them on like a show once, and they were throwing a ball into a hoop from like whatever it was, like 50 meters away, or whatever it was, and the first go was air, but the second one hit the ring, then the third one hit the backboard, and it's like shit. These guys are like dialed with this type of stuff. Like it's not like a throw it home. Like there's genuine this does not take them that long to do.
Oh yeah,
nuts,
crazy.
Kind of nuts.
Could never do it, but
3 average golfers trick shots battle or something.
We did that one trick shot that was. Oh, it took long enough to film that 3-putt.
Yeah, the triangle. Yeah. And even then, you see, Cobbsy had to really. I hit a rocket to Cobbsy. You hit a quite nice putt to me, and I hit an absolute rocket at Cobbsy. And you see him just trying. I reckon we. I reckon we'll bring in the 3 average golfers trick shots. Or trick shot battle, and we've all got to film ourselves trying to do. It could be any sport, kind of cool trick shot, and then we just mash them all together.
Yeah, I'd get on board with that.
Yeah,
I really only have one.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to do tennis. Yeah, you're going to put something
between the legs.
Between the legs, shot. And you're going to hit you're going to have to hit something perfectly. We're going to zoom in on a 5-cent piece on the ground, and you're like, "That good, are you?"
I'm not that good. No, no.
Nah. If we need someone to do something freakish, you just get Cobbs. Cobbsy is the arsiest freakish. Some of the things that he does is annoying. The bounces he gets, and the other day I saw him snap 3. I think it was 3 or 4 balls off trees back into the middle of fairways. You're
yep, I believe that.
I do that, and it stays in the tree.
Yeah. I end up at the base of the tree. No, I get it.
Up at the base of the tree. You do end up at the base of a lot of trees. Oh, the joys.
Unreal.
I think that's us, mate.
I think that's it.
That's it. As always, a pleasure for anyone who has listened this far. Hope you enjoyed our trade talk. I mean, not that half the trades we didn't know actually what was going on with the players, but it is what it is. Yeah, good from you as always, Drewy. We'll see you on the next potty.
See you then.